Bro, what the fuck?
Whoa!
Yeah. Babe. Yeah. Hey. I just wanna touch the top. Baby said that she in love and she don't love the lie. Been chillin' with all the bros, I've been above the spot. Shawty said that things change, well it does a lot. Hey, watching out the payment, man, the suds was high. Yeah, lost inside the heart, but it's emerging right. I've been out the way and I'm good. I can find my home. Everything I said it was is not. Yeah, Jamaica, how you layin'? Yeah, you ain't say none, what you saying, baby? I lost you, but who's paying? Don't know why you hit my phone, why you playing? Yeah, I can't handle it without the trusting. Yeah, I can see the top, I wanna touch it. Yeah, yeah, we been getting money, no discussion. I don't let it top, and shorty always get the fussy. Yeah, hey, I like the cruise on it. Say she like the way I sound and how I groove on them. I been steady dodging bullets, how I move on them. But he talking out his neck and not a crew on them. Yeah, and I'm sliding. Shawty like the vibe, don't want the right to end. Yeah, to the nice end. Yeah, yeah, to the nice end. I can always keep the cool, I'm never fighting. Man, I love is all the cake without the icing. Now I found new love, different pricing. And it won't cost my soul, no devices. Yeah, I ain't got a plan for it, I'm the man for it. Selling Brody couldn't stand for it, it's very important. I've been off the edge, I've been feeling the wind blowing. I can lose my head and my heart, but they been gone. I just hit the heaven stairs when it's dead time. I just lost promises, I regret mine. I just get a lot of love on the west side. I'm the go, but I would never be the best guy. You might take me out of business like I'm Best Buy. Talk about the go to make me zooming, I know that's right. Yeah. Talk about the go to make me zooming, I know that's right. Thinking about the future, looking good and it's the best side.
Look, it's you. Bless you.
And with that, welcome back to Ride the Tide Sports Podcast, Season 3, Episode 55. Like you just saw, we got all four of the boys and Lucius joining you here because we got playoffs starting. We got MLB kicking off. We just had a UFC pay-per-view that happened. So, of course, all four of us are going to fill you in on what has been going on. So, without further ado, let's just bring them all in. We got Tycho, we got The Wanderer, we got Luke, and, of course, I'm McDilly. So, boys, how we doing?
A fucking can full of ass. Here we go. Oh. Well, it doesn't get better than 78 degrees in the middle of April in Michigan. So today was a solid day, I'd say. But aside from that, we got a lot of sports going on, so things are good.
Fuck yeah. Sports are moving. Weather's moving. I think we should
just
start
moving in and then moving out. That's the problem. Next week goes right back to 40. Anyways.
We should just get
less depressing things like weather. Yeah. All right, let's just kick it off here. Starting off with some NFL news. The first thing we have is the Falcons acquiring Jeff Okudah for a fifth-round pick. In my personal opinion, this makes the most sense. Jeff Okudah injured and, never really became what we thought he would be as a third overall pick. Also just goes to show that in the NFL, this is why a lot of cornerbacks aren't drafted that high. Okay? Sauce Gardner is like 1 in every 10 years. But normally you just don't take a cornerback that high. But also with the return that the Lions were able to get for Jeff Okudah getting a fifth-round pick, considering Jalen Ramsey went for a third, I think that this makes sense.
Yeah. I mean, good for the Falcons if he's still got some meat on the bones, but
I just don't want to see him prosper in Atlanta. Then I'll have problems.
I think this might make it look like the Lions want to go for a cornerback in the draft a little early, but
I don't think
you said cornerback.
Wait, Jesse.
I said, but I don't think so. You just got really loud and didn't listen.
Well, you said
He heard what he wanted to hear, and then he snapped.
I heard that, and then I immediately just remembered that all the moves the Lions have been made, and they just acquired 3 cornerbacks and a safety. So I don't understand why the hell they would.
Because you get one on a rookie deal, buddy boy.
They already had 3 cornerbacks before that.
But they have.
Well, now they have 2.
They have a 1 year. On Mosley.
They have a 1 year. They have a 3 year.
So I can think of 5 right now.
A second year, I believe.
So we pick up a 6th cornerback. I mean, I don't think there's any need for it at all.
We have like 4 or 5 corners.
I just said we have 5.
You better bet your sweet ass that the Lions will draft a cornerback.
Yeah, I just don't know if it'll be.
It's gonna happen.
I just don't think there's no need for it.
Plus, the one guy on a 1 year deal is on a prove it year deal because he only played 4 games and then he got injured. So people saw a good flash of him, but then he disappeared and no one's seen him since because he got injured. So that's not a guaranteed gonna be a lights out corner. We didn't pick up.
Who are we talking about?
3 Jalen Ramseys. The motherfucker from San Francisco. Mosley. Yeah.
Okay.
That guy. He played 4 games last year, then he got injured. So this year,
but we know before that he's a dominant player. He's established himself in the league.
He did all right. He was good. He was not an elite cornerback. We didn't sign anyone that I think.
Elite. I said he established himself in the league.
Yes, but we didn't sign anybody elite. So why would you not go and draft one?
Because there's no
and get him on a rookie deal for 4 years.
In my opinion, there's There's
no way anyone gets injured.
There's 3 elite corners in this draft, and I don't think the Lions are going to touch any of them because I think they're all going to be gone by the end of the first round. And we're not taking a first-round corner. Unless, like you guys think we will, because we've done it in the past couple of years, so I wouldn't be surprised, we trade up.
We will trade up. I'm, however, not going to guarantee you that we trade up to go into the first round. But I don't know. I think we got what we should have gotten for Jeff Okudah, and if the Lions can flip the 5th round pick into something better, I don't really care.
You telling me that Jalen Ramsey thing makes it more understandable. Like Jalen went for a 3rd.
So that Jeff Okudah go for anything better than a 5th.
That makes more. It makes more logic in my head.
Yeah, and it's just more in the war chest for Brad Holmes. So good on the Lions. Next up, we got Odell Beckham Jr. finally makes up his mind and decides to take a 1 year, $18 million deal with the Ravens. Now, on my personal opinion, I'll go first here. I think that this was the smartest move for OBJ. He didn't choose the team that he thought was going to be like the best team to be on to win. He chose the team where he's now the number 1 guy. Lamar Jackson now has, at least one reason to stop bitching and complaining and play for the Baltimore Ravens. And Odell Beckham Jr. managed to get $18 million out of a 1 year deal. 1 year deal.
Yeah.
Kind of insane. So.
Well, that's what happened when you don't have any wide receivers and you're desperate. So you got to start throwing out desperate money. But at the same time, they also probably are like, well, we know that we'll give you as much money as we kind of can because, like you just said, they're looking for reasons for Lamar to stay because before Odell got signed, it was looking a lot more like Lamar was going to go. And then we saw he signed, and now Lamar Jackson's on FaceTime calls with him, and he's all putting on his Instagram that he's ready to fucking party. He's ready to go. So now it's looking like he's going to stay in Baltimore, but I would have to say I agree. I would have to say I agree. I think that, in my opinion, this doesn't turn Baltimore into some elite team, but I think that it gets OBJ exactly what he wants. He gets to be wide receiver 1. Lamar gets a wide receiver 1. Doesn't have to just keep going to his tight end. He'll get what he wants. So, I mean, they're both fucking winning in this.
Yeah, but you know who's going to lose ultimately is going to be the whole city of Baltimore when after this year they get bounced in the first round of the playoffs. Say they make the playoffs. They get bounced in the first round. All right. Let me try again. Say they make the playoffs.
Okay.
They get bounced first round. OBJ's on a 1 year deal. Lamar Jackson was on a franchise tag. Everyone's going to fuck off after that.
I think they're going to fuck off anyway.
They either win a lot or it all crumbles down after this year, I think. That's my opinion. Jesse?
I mean, it's a nice number 1 target, but it's OBJ, Rashad Bateman, Mark Andrews.
Nah, it's OBJ, Mark Andrews, Rashad Bateman.
My receiver.
I know there was no certain order you were doing, but like, come on now, he catches more balls than anybody.
It's not going to change. It's not going to change anything.
That's the funniest part.
That's the sucky part for him.
Yeah, I agree with Jesse. It's not really going to change much. I mean, if Lamar stays healthy all season, even still, won't change that much.
But that's it.
And that's,
you have to have those two players healthy every game, playing majority of the game to be a competitive team.
Yeah, and it's getting harder and harder for Lamar to play all 17 games, huh? So
same with OBJ.
We'll see.
So
we'll see about that. Yeah, two guys with some leg problems. I don't have it in the news here, but I did want to bring this up on today's podcast. The Detroit Lions are bringing in quarterback C.J. Stroud for a visit. Each team only is allowed 30 visits. There's about 600 different players in the pool to be drafted. The Lions have used one of their 30 on C.J. Stroud. How do you guys feel about this, and what do you think is the reasoning for that?
Well, this is the third quarterback we've now brought in. We brought in Will.
But C.J. Stroud's projected to go top 3,
I know,
if not top 2.
I know. I just have to put this out there because
where are we going with this?
We did bring in Hendon Hooker as well. So this is also making me believe that because we brought in Hendon Hooker and then the next day now I'm hearing C.J. Stroud's coming in, we're looking for a quarterback. This is I don't know if this is to replace Goff, and I'm not going to say that because how weak the fucking NFC is. He's a top 5 quarterback, which is just funny. I think that we're looking for a quarterback, and if we are going for a quarterback first round and the Lions are going to do it, I don't know if I'm going to fully support it unless it's C.J. Stroud, if I'm being completely honest, because I don't think C.J. is going to land to us, in my opinion, but if he does stay on that board, then I'm all for taking him.
I don't think there's any way we get Stroud without trading.
Yeah, there's no way he doesn't go fucking number 1 or number 2.
We would have to trade up. We'd have to trade up to 3 take Arizona's spot. That's the only possible way, because then if Bryce Young is clearly going number 1. I think we all know that. So Bryce Young goes number 1, and then the Texans pull a fucking who-you-know-what and take Will Anderson at number 2, and then you get C.J. Stroud at 3, but you got to have Arizona's pick or else you're not.
Will's going to be just like Zach Wilson.
Will Anderson?
Yeah.
The defensive player?
What? Have you watched his game?
I thought we were still talking quarterbacks. You meant to say Will
Anderson? No, I'm saying this is how you get him is the Texans say, fuck all that noise. Our quarterback is fine. We're going to take the best defensive player in this year's draft, Will Anderson, at number 2. Because let's remember, the Texans are the same team that drafted who? J.J. fucking Watt. So they like to have a really solid player on defense. Granted, they wasted his entire career, but maybe they won't waste Will Anderson's. I don't know. Maybe they want to take Will Anderson. That's really the only way it happens, and you have to have that 3rd spot. But I don't know. I thought it was whack that we were bringing in C.J. Stroud because I was like, we're not picking top 2. But that's all the NFL I got. So with that being said, here's some NBA. All right. Embiid has won his 2nd straight scoring title. Let's just get this out of the way first. No, he did not win the MVP last year, just a scoring title. Arguably, he could have won it last year. Arguably, he should win it this year, but will they give it to him? Probably not. I don't know why, but yeah, do with that what you will.
If he's doing this from center position, going out there getting scoring titles, leading his team to dominant win-loss ratios. And the only other person that can get an MVP is Embiid, because it should be Embiid.
Yeah, but it's not going to be, and that's the problem. The problem is it's going to go to Giannas. Sorry. Or it's going to go to what is his name? Jokic. And you know what the problem is that Embiid has already came out on back-to-back interviews saying that it's bullshit and saying that he understands that the MVP voting right now, he's 3rd, and that makes no sense, and we all agree. So the fact that this man put up 33.1 points per game and once again is still 3rd is, ridiculous. Like we said with Luka, bro. Luka came out of that top 3 MVP the second the Mavericks decided they didn't want to go to the playoffs. Embiid over here kept winning. He kept winning, he kept winning, he kept winning. And he kept playing, and he kept putting up dominant performances. So the whole thing to me is just one big confusing puzzle. But in the last 4 years of NBA voting for MVP, there's been 2 years it's been fucking right, and there's been 2 years it's been whack. So chalk this up in another whack year, in my opinion.
Yeah, also anyone that happened to watch that last Dallas game, sorry for you because you watched the Dallas Mavericks.
No, I turned it off when I
try to
realized
lose a
their
game.
coach didn't want to win. So,
They openly tried to lose. It was completely obvious. They took Luka out after the first quarter, and Luka spent the whole first quarter laughing and joking with the other team. I had no idea what the fuck was going on.
yeah, and then they asked Luka, how did you feel about your coach not wanting to like win, or how did you feel about your coach doing that? And he basically said that it was a joke. And they said, well, are you coming back? And he said, well, of course. And I just don't understand. I think he's just stupid. I think he's got that Damian Lillard disease where he just can't leave, and it's going to bite him in the ass.
Well, is his contract up? I'm confused.
I think they're having contract talks. And
why wouldn't he come back?
Well, they were asking because there was rumors of Luka being on the trade block, and he was like, nah, I'm staying. They get out of that. But anyways, next thing that we have in the NBA.
Doncic would have to would have to be traded for. His contract has to
it would be dummy. You already know.
All right, Dylan. He's coming back because he's on a $215 million contract that doesn't end until 2027. That's why he's coming back. Of course he's coming back. He signed a fat contract. He's not stupid.
Okay,
he's
well,
got 243 million reasons.
I don't understand where you're coming at me. Luka said this. I don't.
Well, you are then the one that jumped on him and said, "Is he fucking stupid?" I'm saying I don't think he's stupid. He's got 243 million reasons to go back.
The reporter asked it. Did you watch the interview, Tyler?
No, you called him stupid after you said what he said. Am I wrong?
The reporter said in back-to-back questions, why did your coach do that? How do you feel about that? And then immediately the next question was like targeted on the trade talks and are you going to come back? So when Luka was like, well, of course, it made him look like an idiot.
See, now you're calling him an idiot. He has 243 million reasons to come back.
Well, everybody else that was agreeing with me online is an idiot as well.
Oh,
got you.
You and all your friends online. All right, cool. Glad you guys all agree. Next
I've been trying to get to the next thing. Thank you.
Yeah.
NBA playing that officially started yesterday. Let's talk about it. There was one game that was good. There was one game that was a shit show. But what's funny is the shit show was the game that ended in overtime. So we'll start with the Hawks and the Heat. Obviously, this is to secure the 7 seed, and then the 8 seed plays once again against the 9 seed having another chance. Atlanta and Trae Young basically came out here and played the villain story. They were going into Miami. Everybody had Miami. The odds were on Miami. The money was on Miami, and everything was leaning for Miami to win, which is exactly what. Yes, did you know that? The spread, the money line, the money placed, everything, Miami. And Trae Young came out and said, well, okay, if you're going to bet against me in a playoff role, you're a fucking idiot. And like you said, DeJounte Murray also put up 20-piece. So him and Trae went back-to-back. They went into Miami. They balled out. They secured the 7 seed, and now they get to go to Boston, which I'm actually really excited for because Trae Young in Boston, in that villain story, I don't know why. Him and DeJounte, I feel like they could cook up something there.
It'll be fun watching those two go against Jason and Jalen.
Oh, yeah. And then the Boston crowd's going to try to be the Boston crowd, and hopefully Trae just starts making some half-court threes. I'm sorry. It would be great to watch. But the second game, a.k.a. the shit show, was the Minnesota Timberwolves and the Los Angeles Lakers. Now, if it was me, from an outsider perspective, I would have assumed both teams were trying to lose, and that the loser would have gotten something better than the winner. Because by the time this game was going into overtime, like I was telling the people for the podcast, I had a moral dilemma, and the only reason I finished this game was because it was LeBron. And this motherfucker had to play 45 minutes for them to scratch out this W.
They were down by 15 at one point. I don't think they would have even – I think the Timberwolves would have easily won this game if Rudy Gobert had not gotten himself kicked out.
Well, we didn't even talk about that. So, do you have any thoughts on Rudy Gobert punching Kyle Anderson in the last regular season?
Moron. That's what he is.
God, all his teammates fucking hate him. He goes to Utah, everybody hates him. He goes to fucking Timberwolves, everyone hates him. It's almost like Rudy's not a good guy.
Hey, remember, he's the same guy.
That's what I'm saying. It's almost like Rudy's.
Yeah, I was gonna say that motherfucker like started COVID technically.
He did. He did. So I would assume that there's a good reason. But back to the game.
By the way, I just gotta say, if I was Rudy Gobert's teammate, I would bring that shit up all the time.
Oh yeah. Hey guys, remember when we didn't play that one time because somebody did that dumb shit and everyone just. Yeah, I remember that.
Hey, remember when Rudy thought COVID wasn't real? Huh?
But anyway,
that's the next week. But I mean, I thought the Hawks were gonna win. Should have put some money where my mouth was, but I didn't because I was too busy paying attention to the Orioles. But you know, it is what it is.
The next thing I was gonna say though is, are you excited for this? Are you excited for your Grizzlies to not play the Lakers?
We ain't worried in the West.
Why would you say that shit? You know he's gonna cue the video.
Who do you look at around the league as you're studying and say, we're going to have to run through them?
Celtics.
No one in the West.
No. I'm fine in the West.
Deal's going to send D'Angelo Russell to the Lakers and Russell Westbrook to the Jazz.
Kyrie Irving going to the Dallas Mavericks.
Kevin Durant is a Phoenix Sun.
Who's the best in the West?
The Denver Nuggets.
I got the Warriors repeating.
I'm fine in the West.
You need to be worried about yourself. You need to be worried about the Grizzlies.
You're delusional. You are not fine in the West.
We're fine in the West.
You are not fine in the
I'm not
West.
worried about nobody but them Suns. Fuck Kevin Durant, but Chris Paul.
God. This guy was over here saying though the least team he was concerned about was the Suns. Talking to Luke. Now he's over here going, oh, you know what team I'm actually concerned about is the Suns.
I didn't even think they was gonna make the playoffs, but they did. I thought they might get their ass beat out. It was like a shiesty for a second. Since nobody in the league wanted to get 60 wins this year.
I mean, that is what it was. But I believe that is all the NBA we have because those are the NBA play-in games that have happened so far. So next week you will get all the NBA play-ins and we'll have the playoff bracket officially set. Anyways, it's time to move into the NHL. And the very first thing we have before we talk about this year is we got to talk about a little bit of next year. Because the NHL has officially announced that hockey is going to Australia and that Luke's Arizona Coyotes and the Los Angeles Kings will officially be playing in the NHL Global Series in Melbourne, Australia, September 23rd and September 24th.
You know, the Yotes are going to have to cop a dub in Australia. Why the fuck not?
I think they're good. The Aussies are going to love the Yotes. The whole
It's going
thing.
to be it's going to be a different but the same sun.
It's still going to be sunny. I think this is big because I don't remember hockey ever going to Australia. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I swear this is the first time.
If it is, the Yotes are going to pull off the first dub in Australia. They're going to be undefeated in Australia.
We're going to be the only NHL team that's never lost a game in Australia. And we're going to have to hear about this forever.
Right. Damn right.
Anytime fucking the Coyotes lose after this, Luke's going to be like, play us in Australia. It'd be a different fucking story.
Australia magic, baby.
I think this is cool, but I really don't care.
I hope
If I'm being completely honest, I really don't care.
it better be an eye.
Because look at it this way. If LA plays Arizona today, how am I watching it?
On your TV?
Right. When they play in Australia, how am I watching it?
On your TV?
And they're going to play it on ice inside.
We don't know it's inside.
It's all going to look the same pretty much to me.
Is it inside?
Just hockey. I think it's cool for the Australian people because they get to see NHL puck. But I'm an American, and I see NHL puck all the time, so I think this is cool for them. But I really
think
don't
it's
care.
cool if it's outdoors.
Yeah, if it's outdoors, yeah, but I don't know how the fuck you're pulling that off in
You're in
Australia. Good luck.
so
You're gonna be playing with fucking sticks and sand, buddy.
That's also a good point.
Put a scorpion out there, sneak up in the locker room. You might get a rattlesnake in there.
Well, that's next year, but we got some stuff to talk about this year in puck.
We do.
Starting off with old Jack Hughes, who set the new Devils single-season points leader. He officially had 97 points, and that is the most in a single season for the New Jersey Devils. Luke? Figure you have something to say about this.
It's exciting, you know. It's a good little nice niche to have when you're about to be starting playoffs very soon. And Luke's about to be joining us.
Yeah, and he just got his brother.
So that might motivate Luke to try a little bit harder too. But we'll see how he lasts in the NHL with his heavily sided offensive abilities as a defenseman.
This is the first year where I'm like,
Carlson's okay, right?
This guy is the first.
You just got to be Carlson.
The first year, I don't know if this guy is this his second year or third year in the league?
Hughes, I believe this is his second year.
Okay, so last year, I felt like all I was seeing was just memes of shit of girls being like, oh my God, he's so hot. And that was all it really was. I wasn't like, is this guy even like that? But then this year, I was like, okay, this guy's like that. And I think he really is one of the best players in the fucking league. I didn't understand all the hype
He was drafted in 19.
Yeah, I didn't understand all the hype last year and the year before, but this year I get it, and I understand. So, Luke, I'm sorry.
This is his fourth year.
Well, maybe he's been showing out and I haven't been paying attention. But this year I was like, okay, he's that guy. And he proved.
He started on the Devils when they were still the Devils. You know what I mean?
Right. that's hard.
Anyone that's watched hockey the last 5-10 years, you know what I mean?
Correct.
When the Devils were being the Devils, you know what I mean? Yeah, they were just bad.
But
let's talk about the opposite of bad.
Yeah, we have two other records from the same fucking team.
Yeah. Let's just say that if the Bruins don't get bounced in the first round, I'm going to be pissed. So now they have the NHL win record with 63 fucking wins. And on top of that, they're like, yeah, let's go and get the points record too while we're at it and get 133 fucking points to break the Canadiens record, which has not been touched since 1977. When, I will note, they did have less games in the season. So is the Canadiens record more impressive? Maybe, but Bruins now hold.
I wasn't alive, so to me, this is the most impressive thing I've seen in the game of hockey.
Well, yeah, that you've seen.
That's what I'm saying.
Right.
And I'm honestly,
I understand.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little speechless. This is kind of insane, dude. 133 points.
Hey, we watched the Warriors lose like 6 games.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, and I'm sorry to bring this up, Luke, but wasn't Tampa the last team that beat the NHL record for wins and then lost in the first round?
No, they tied the Red Wings.
They tied the record. Okay. Shit.
And then they got swept by Columbus.
Do we know
exactly what I hope?
I'm smelling a sweep.
I don't know off the top of my head. Is that out
They're
yet?
either playing the Islanders or Pittsburgh.
Oh, please let it be the Islanders.
If it's the Islanders, I want to.
Oh, I'm taking Islanders, baby. It's going to be a gritty, grindy, mocky series.
It depends if the Islanders beat the Canadiens and that game just started. If they lose,
it's a must-win,
and the
isn't
Penguins beat the Jackets, and then it's the Penguins.
But if they win, it doesn't matter, right?
If they win, it does not matter.
All right.
Let's go, Isles.
Let's go. All right, let's get Luke's emotions out real quick. Quinnipiac wins the Frozen Four in overtime. There is really no point in anyone else talking about this segment because it's college hockey except for Luke. So.
Well, I mean, time and time again, it's been proven in college hockey, the older team usually comes out on top because they're usually tougher and more defensively rounded. And defense wins championships. Can't just strictly rely on a high offense, and that's where Michigan and Minnesota both got caught lacking in the end.
Yeah, those games were
young
really
team,
that close
high
either.
offense, and boom. Well,
I mean, the games were the one was closer,
overtime.
but then they broke away. Yeah,
the championship was
6-2 games. It was like Jesus Christ. Yeah. As long as the ship's good, I guess everybody wins.
They fucking tied it up with a couple minutes left, 10 seconds.
Well, the entire third period, Quinnipiac was The entire third period, Quinnipiac was literally just walking all over Minnesota.
Oh yeah, they showed it. The shots were like 19-1 after they scored that goal, and it was like
And then 10 seconds in, they won it.
right.
Makes perfect sense.
Good for them though. I'm pretty sure they have never won anything nationally, so first national title for Quinnipiac.
First time a lot of people have ever heard of Quinnipiac.
Didn't even know they were in Connecticut until fucking Donnie looked it up. So
yeah, I thought they were in Minnesota.
My God. So good for them, man. Hey, Frozen 4 this year, I told Luke this was the first year I was into college puck, and I watched playoffs and everything. And I know that, I'm a casual, but it was fucking entertaining. I know that the first couple games were blowouts and everything, but I thought it was really competitive puck, and I really enjoyed it. So shout out to college puck.
It only really gets to the blowout point and when it's usually in the third period, and now one team's getting desperate trying to tie the game back up, and they have to take a lot more risks. And a lot of people in college hockey have high skill and can take advantage of those. It's usually a few empty net goals you see.
Couldn't have said it better. What's next, Tycho? You seem like you're in a blank space.
He looks almost frozen.
I think he is frozen.
No, he's moving.
Oh no.
He's muted.
I'm muted and my shit was out of order.
You honestly just looked like you were like, and I was like, is he good?
I saw his mouth go from and I was like, oh, he's there.
I can stay perfectly still.
Yeah, it was scary.
I'm just playing. All right. Next up, we got MLB with McDilly and Jesse, because that is how it's worded, and I believe that's how they had it last time.
I changed it last time.
I just left it how it was.
I changed it last time because I was like, it's always me and Jesse, and I feel bad that it only says me.
His words were, he can't do it without me.
That's what I said.
Dylan, if Jesse wasn't here today, would you still talk about MLB?
No. Yes.
All right. Let's take this commercial break to think about that cat.
What's going on, guys? Tycho here, taking a quick break in the action to tell you about sixpackcoverage.com. You can go on there and check out all your favorite sports, finance, food and travel, fitness, and entertainment podcasts. They've got it all on there, as well as content from all of your favorite colleges, with more on the way and more added every day. So make sure you check that out, as well as the merchandise tab. Be sure to get all of your six-pack coverage gear at the merch tab there with the hats, flags, all that good stuff. Make sure you guys check it out today, sixpackcoverage.com.
Alrighty. So, baseball's rolling. Baseball is underway, and it has been live, and I have been loving every second of it. And I figured we might as well just start with the biggest headline, the biggest team in baseball, and that is the Tampa Bay Rays. Because as of this point, they still have not lost a fucking game. They are currently 11-0, and this is the first time the team has started 11-0 since 1987. Also, I want to point out that this team right now, when it comes to their pitching staff, is unfucking believable, okay? So not only is this the longest win streak to start a season, when they originally, like Tyler has right here, the Brewers with 13, they have 11. But also, when it comes to this pitching staff of the Tampa Bay Rays, they had the most consecutive scoreless innings since 2015 from a team. They pitched 32 straight consecutive scoreless innings in April during this stretch. We talked about this rotation, but fuck me, Jesse. When you're in a spot where it's 0-0 in the 8th and you can just hit a solo homer and win the games 1-0, this is the best team in baseball right now, and it's not even because of their bats. It's because their pitching is unmatched, and there is nobody like them in the league right now.
They're going to start 12-0 because who are the Boston Red Sox? But
yeah, they got their new number one prospect on the mound tonight for pitching.
3-0 already. But it was a 3-run homer. But the Rays, man, they're all hitting good. I think like 60% of the teams, 320 and above, 315 and above.
Yeah, they're all just consistent.
Didn't see this coming.
Bro, you got to be actually shitting me. They are really already up 3-0.
Yep.
My God.
Did you have the Nerfy or something?
No.
Oh, okay.
I actually didn't, but
No, it's the top of the.
I just can't believe. Nah, you know what? Dylan's got other news about Boston in here that kind of like makes this make a little bit more sense. Plus, Boston started off struggling anyways, and then they lost somebody. But we'll get to that.
Yeah, but at the same time, the fact that they're already up 3-0 and they're going to sweep them again, it's like. And the fact is, we started 6-0 on the road. No, I mean, we started 6-0 at home, right? Then they had 2 series on the road. Now they're back at home. So these guys are they're doing it everywhere. And honestly, I have never seen a team with this good of a start.
Someone had to point it out. I don't know if Jesse was going to. You said we. Are you like a closet Tampa Bay Rays fan? I just didn't know about it.
Wait, what do you mean? I didn't know. What did I say?
You said we started 6-0 on the road.
Oh, my bad. I meant
meaning
to say,
like me and my boys,
I
the
meant
Rays.
to say we, like me and Jesse were talking about how they started 6-0 originally on the road.
Luke, I think we might have a closet Rays fan.
I'm not a closet Rays fan.
I think he's in the closet on being a Rays fan.
On that team that
Welcome
I
to the dark side.
Tyler Glass now. Those are my two. I don't have anybody else. And also, that's not a dark side. Tampa Bay is a sunshine state. That would be the light. I would be going to the light.
Dylan, if you go to a Tampa game, how much sun are you getting?
You're a bitch, okay? I hate you. And I hate that. You know what I hate about that? If I go to a Rays game, I'm not even going to Tampa. I'm going to fucking St. Petersburg, okay? There's a little fun fact for you that I didn't know. The Rays don't play in Tampa, okay? They play in St. Petersburg, Florida.
Yep.
But the next thing that we have, honestly, I'm just going to roll with Tyler's headlines because I have so much news. It's a fucking mess for me. So Tyler, just smack the next thing and we'll go to it. Tigers are bad and the Royals are worse. Now, I originally just sent a Royals thing, but this is Tyler's way of saying even though the Royals are fucking horrible, also throwing a shot at the Tigers because we're 2-8 and we suck. So just a little, for those of you who wanted to know, because it's been a week, do we still suck as much as we did last week? Worse. And we're going to be horrible.
Hey, but we're not the Royals.
But there's another team that happens to be in our division that's making us look like we're a baseball team. And that is the Kansas City Royals. And right now they are hitting 182 as a team batting average, which is the worst in the MLB by 24 points behind the next closest team. If you look at their entire average, these 1 through 9 are the averages. 160, 158, 152, 150, 148, 138, 100, 159. And the best hitting player is Bobby Witt Jr., who is 158. Jesse? Wake up! I know.
No.
The Royals are putting motherfuckers to sleep.
That's not me sleeping. That's me, like, excuse me?
No, that's just called watching a Royals game.
Yeah.
I'm not going to sit here and act like you put me up to bat. I'm hitting 250 or something. I'm not going to sit here and act like that. But 59? 59.
These are professional baseball players.
The last three.
These are guys that are getting paid millions of dollars to hit the ball, not hitting the ball.
Hey.
All 9 of them. And whoever else fucking plays.
All you need is 25% of your hits.
Jesse, you know what's the worst part? The 3 at the bottom, these aren't nobodies. I know you probably know all 3 of these. Hunter Dozier, Framil Reyes, Jackie Bradley Jr. 100, 159. Like,
Did you say 59?
That's exactly.
Like 0.059.
Javier Baez is hitting fucking 80. And he swings at pitches that are sent to fucking Neptune. All I'm saying is, thank God they're in our division. But you know what's going to be the worst part? When they still fucking beat us in a series. I don't want to watch it. When you have to play the Royals, they better make that bitch like, you have to have a promotional night every night because nobody's getting in the ballpark. Nobody's going to that game.
home run for a free meal at Gordon
I
Ramsay's.
gotta say this.
Seriously.
There's some Javier Baez slander. He did make contact, but he grounded out to first.
We love to see it. That's why you don't do drugs, kids. Getting fucking. Oh, I'm sorry. I hate to do this live, but Javier Baez contract.
Too big.
5 more years to go.
$140 million to do that. Yay. Okay. What's next?
Don't we have him for 5 more years?
Yep.
We got one.
Yeah.
We got one RBI from him.
On opening day. Or no, the second. It was our third day, third game, because we didn't get runs until the third day.
Luis Arias got the first cycle in Marlins history.
Let's talk about some positives. Luis Arias, like Tyler said, the first cycle in Marlins history, and to my surprise, I didn't know this was the first cycle in Marlins history. I thought that somebody, when they were the
could have sworn 03 Miggy hit one.
I was gonna say when they were the Florida Marlins originally, and they were wearing the pinstripes, I swore in that era that somebody probably did it. But the fact that this is officially the first time that somebody did it, big shout out to Luis Arias. I mean, he is the batting champion last year, and a little fun fact, he is the current batting average leader so far this year. And this man went on a tear in Philadelphia, of course, out of all the places to do it. He had to go do it against that Philadelphia pitching staff that I'm going to continue to find ways to slander every time that I can on this podcast. And he hit for the cycle. And what's the best part is that Luis Arias did it in, I don't want to say the best way, but I always think the triple is the hardest thing to get. So anytime you do that last, to me, I think that makes it a little better. But you know what? That's just a personal thing. You got any comments on this, Jess?
Hey, even though he's got a goofy ass swing, good for you, man.
What's so goofy about a swing? He just
going to what you said, Dylan. I think there's more respect on it when you get the fucking triple as the last hit.
That's what I'm saying, because
I think there's more respect on it. That is the most difficult one to get, and like you go up to bat knowing you hit a double and a single and a home run. You know you need a triple.
Correct.
So then to actually get the triple that's impressive.
I think that's the best way to get the cycle if it were me.
The least impressive cycles is when you get a triple to start the game.
Correct, because then you know how it normally ends? With a single.
Exactly.
The best cycle, though, sorry to cut you off again, Jesse, the best cycle in MLB history will forever be Nolan Arenado. When he hit the single, the double, the triple, and then the homer to walk it off in Coors Field. And there will never be a better one. But, sorry, Jesse, continue.
I was just going to say it sucks for Arias because he didn't bat that well today.
Yeah, he didn't bat that well today, but if you check averages in MLB, is he still leading?
Don't believe so. I believe he has dropped down.
You think after one game? Actually,
we're 1-5.
Dylan, it is way too early for it not to
we are
move
after one
up and
game,
down over and over.
Drops like that?
Nah, the 1-for-5 didn't kill him.
Nah, yeah, I was gonna say he's still number one, 500. Number one in the league.
Oh yeah, he is. Wow, he's directly at 500. Nope.
Not
in his last 7 games. 12 for 23.
Also, hate to point it out, but now we're on the topic of the Marlins. Did you see Sandy Alcantara's last start?
Yeah.
What the fuck? That's the second highest most runs allowed he's ever allowed. He allowed 9 runs in 4 innings.
Leave my boy alone.
Hey,
I'm sorry, but I had to point it out.
Stop.
It's
you didn't attack Max Scherzer.
Well, Scherzer didn't win the Cy Young last year, Tyler.
Well, Scherzer's won like 2 Cy Youngs, so
yeah, but he's kind of fading.
Fuck you, Dylan.
I'm sorry.
He's better.
He's
better. Max Scherzer's a better pitcher.
It's your team. I understand. I apologize. Next thing. Hit me with the next headline.
Yeah, and start picking on Max Scherzer a little bit more. All right, this is what I was talking about earlier.
What Tyler was talking about earlier. So last week, I had my player of the week, Adam Duvall. 3 games later, he breaks his fucking wrist. He literally played 2 games in Detroit and continued to hit a homer in both of those games, racking in RBIs. And then the 3rd game, he breaks his wrist. I'm like, dude, I'm about to make this dude player of the week again. Oh, wait a minute. He hurt his wrist. Oh, shit. Now he's out for 6 to 8 weeks. And in my opinion, this dude was I don't want to say heart and soul of the offense, but him and Rafi Devers were pretty much the only two that were getting it done. Yoshida had a slow start, and Adam Duvall, and I know you know this because you watched that first series against the Orioles. Those first 6 games, I want to say 4 of those wins that you got, I'd give credit to Adam Duvall for every single fucking one of them. So this is a big blow in my opinion.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely a big blow. He's been raking consistently, getting on base, doing what needs to be done as a multimillionaire baseball player.
Facts.
He breaks his wrist.
Right? Like, what the fuck? I was actually kind of pissed.
But
I guess the only like underlying okay thing in here is it happened now rather than in the heart and soul of the season. But another thing that I forgot to send Tyler, but it literally just clipped my brain, O'Neal Cruz fucking sliding into home plate, hurt his ankle, fractured his ankle, and now we found out he's going to be out for 2 months. And it sucks because he was one of the players that for Pittsburgh was going crazy, and the Pirates have been off to a better start than anyone was anticipating with O'Neal Cruz, Brian Reynolds, McCutchen. They're playing great baseball. So the fact that O'Neal Cruz, who was supposed to be, in my opinion, the best player next to Brian Reynolds on this team, that's a big blow, another big blow.
Mm-hmm. But it's fucking...
What'd you say?
What are they going to do?
Yeah, they weren't supposed to be as good as they are right now.
Like, hot start.
I think it is, but I think at the same time, this is one of the biggest things that can cool you fucking down. They lost him, they lost the next 2. So, we'll see what happens. Yes, all right, Tyler, what's the next thing? Here we go. The Phillies fans are throwing wieners, and here was the situation. So, yesterday, Luis Arraez hit for the cycle. We talked about it. The Marlins smacked the Phillies. The day after, the Phillies smacked the Marlins. They kind of just went back and forth. The problem is they did it on Dollar Dog Night. You don't piss the people off in Philly on Dollar Dog Night. Now, for those of you who don't know what Dollar Dog Night is, it is exactly what I fucking said. All the hot dogs are $1. So a bunch of people get a bunch of fucking hot dogs. But Philly fans were getting pissed off towards the 8th inning, 9th inning, when the Philadelphia Phillies were getting, like we said, smacked by the Marlins. So fans took it upon themselves to start throwing wieners at each other. They were chucking them to the upper deck. They were throwing from the upper deck to the lower deck. They were throwing them all over. It was wiener pandemonium. Everybody was throwing fucking wieners everywhere. I think that this was great because it shows Philadelphia fans just, you know what, fuck it. If we're not going to win the game, we're going to throw wieners at each other. We're going to have some entertainment somehow, some way. I think it's hilarious.
I'm telling you right now, I'm sitting here. I'm already watching my baseball team getting their ass beat, and I get hit in the face with a wiener.
Bro, don't even play. Don't even play. As mad as you would get, you would definitely take your wiener out of your bun and huck it. You're hitting somebody because you just got fucking smacked.
If you look suspicious,
you're going to buy him 2 more dogs and fucking start throwing more.
Suspicious.
Let me
as mad as you are, you gotta do
dogs right now.
Turn it up, no buns. I want them hot.
This is a wiener fight, Philly, man.
You just slaughter that shit and ketchup, mustard, relish, go on the top deck and just launch the whole plate.
Yankees fans throw beer. Phillies fans throw
wieners.
This is what we've learned today, people. When you go to your stadiums, act accordingly. So, next thing we have, more about the robot, more about last week's Player of the Week from old Jesse Carter. We have Shohei Ohtani, who once again, every week finds his way onto this podcast because every week he continues to be a fucking robot. I mean, wouldn't just call him this for fun. What, Jesse?
What can't he do?
Exactly. So, this man, in the first 3 starts of the season, has allowed 1 run. It is the last time somebody has done that since 1989 in Angels history. That was Kirk McCaskill. I wasn't alive, so I don't want to hear it. But Ohtani has a .47 ERA through his first 3 starts. He's allowed 1 run through 19 innings pitched and has 24 strikeouts in his first 3 starts, all to start the season. And he's hitting 300. Just to sprinkle that on.
Yes.
He's your boy, so I'll let you talk him up.
Right now. Straight him. Doing his thing. Dicing it up on the mound. And I'm glad the Angels are actually allowing him to get wins.
Yeah, it's weird. I hate it. I like talking shit, and they're really fucking making it hard. So
Hey, I personally wish we didn't feel the need to talk shit. Like,
look, you don't want to, okay?
And Ward do their thing, be fine.
Right?
But no, they've just played trash. So now with them doing good, I'm fucking hey, let's get this money.
Yeah, and you know what? At the same time, I'm with them, but I'm just gonna say what I told you last week. Wait, just wait.
I also don't know if you mentioned it on the previous pod, but he also is the first pitcher to take a pitching's violation or the first player to take a pitcher's violation and a batter's violation in the same game.
You want to know why? You want to know why? Because he goes at his own fucking pace. Ohtani's like, no one tells me when to pitch, when to bat. I'm going to do whatever the fuck. I'm a robot, okay? My wires, they go at their own pace. I don't control them.
His pitch count in his armpit.
He can do it all.
He goes like this.
Makes history and everything.
Why is it in his armpit?
Ohtani did that shit on purpose. Ohtani said, I want to be the first person to make history on something else again. Fuck it. That's what I think it was. I think he didn't give a fuck. But the next thing that we have is...
He's also only given up 6 hits.
That's true. I'd love to see that. Next thing that we have is the one I'm looking at. The Diamondbacks. Hey now. D-backs are starting hot. The Diamondbacks just won their 3rd game in a row after they beat the Dodgers, and they were currently 6-4 after they played the Brewers. They won 1 and lost 1, so now they are sitting at 7-5.
What?
But
that was weird.
So they have to 8-5 because they won today.
I was just okay, and now they are 8-5 after they won the game. Luke, you come back on in here because all we want to say right now is the Diamondbacks are starting hot, and they're starting better than anyone expected. And also, what makes it better is they beat the Dodgers in 2 series, and the Dodgers are sitting at 6-7, and the D-backs are sitting at 8-5.
Yep. And I'm the only one here who had fucking belief in them, baby. The D-backs are doing it. They're making playoffs this year, damn it.
Listen, you celebrate while you have that first place in the goddamn West, all right? You do that.
They are first in the West right now.
I will. I never said they were going to be taken first. I just said they're snagging a playoff spot, baby, at all costs this year.
I think we can give this to Luke right now because I didn't see them becoming first in the West at any point.
All I got to say is Colorado, not them. San Fran, not them. Dodgers just lost a lot, not them. Padres, do I even need to say how I feel about them? I'm backing you too, Luke. I'm backing you too.
I guess we're back in the D-backs after the way you just worded that shit. I mean, I can't lie.
I'm loving the D-backs love now, baby.
I have no problem with the D-backs run.
When you really look at that West, they have a chance. It's not
100%
down in the gutter.
Oh yeah.
Sorry for the disrespect.
Next thing that we have is the Orioles. We talk about how they're the funnest team in baseball, but my fucking God, it's getting to the point where I want to go to an Orioles game. So when you're down, Jesse,
play Detroit and watch Grayson Rodriguez get 14 strikeouts.
When you're down, let's go, because this is what is happening now. After a home run, they have a funnel celly, a beer funnel celly. Yes, I don't think it's beer, obviously, but Ryan Mountcastle, and it could be. I'm not saying we don't know.
It's straight beer.
Ryan Mountcastle and Adley Rutschman both homered, and we both saw there was a funnel that they were drinking out of, and we learned that this is their new home run funnel. The next game, after base hits, we have players on the railing they're drinking water, and in scenario, they're sprinkling water out of their mouth. So now we have water sprinklers after extra base hits. We have beer funnels after homers, and this is already the team I was calling the most fun team in baseball, and now they've applied this to their just repertoire of fun. I mean, how can you not love the fucking Orioles? I'm sorry. Like, if you're just a fan of baseball and a fan of this, you just want to watch them. They're having a fucking blast, and they're winning. Obviously, they're not like, oh, one of the best teams in the league, but they're not a bad team. Like, are you kidding me? The Orioles are having a fucking blast right now. And I love it. And Jesse, this is your team, so I'm going to let you speak on it.
I like how certain players on the team have been. Like Ryan Mountcastle with 18 ribbies already.
Fucking 9 RBIs.
9 last night. Or people like Adley Rutschman, who, is hitting solid, almost hitting 400. Played every game, whether it was DH or catcher.
Right.
Things are looking bright, but at the same time, our fresh meat, ass. Our old meat, ass.
You have 2 problems right now, okay? One is named Gunner and the other is named Cedric. We understand. And you know what?
I don't want to say anymore.
In my opinion, might be something that's going to be harder to pull out, but in my opinion, I think Cedric's going to come out.
Gunner's only taken like 150 at-bats in the
right. So I think Cedric's just having a slow start. That's what I think. Because normally, I was going to say, normally
47 for 44 is quite slow.
Normally, if you look at Cedric Mullins, when he can't get hits, he gets on base, and his OBP isn't even like that. So I think he's just in a slump right now.
Yeah, he's in a slump. He got benched. Tonight.
Yeah, you know what? I hope that
out of the lineup.
I hope that benching helps. But we got to get into this, and I will bring Luke and Tyler in to ask this question because the MLB was talking to Salt Lake City, Utah, and they had talks about an expansion and a team being going there. I brought this up last year when Las Vegas was talking about the A's, but
can I say that answer again?
I want to revisit this.
I'm gonna say the same thing I said last time.
Okay, if MLB were to expand, who should get a team? Tyler?
Nashville.
Yep.
And they can honestly just tear out Bridgestone Arena, get rid of that bitch, and put it in a baseball stadium because they don't give a fuck about hockey. I know they don't give a fuck about hockey. They might have like a couple thousand people in the state that care about hockey and they like go to the games and stuff, and they would tell me I'm fucking wrong. But 90% of the state would probably tell me I'm right. Just put it in a baseball stadium.
I would agree, yeah.
It makes way more.
Luke?
This might be petty. This might be very petty. Give Detroit a team. We need a fucking team. We don't have a fucking team.
That was the best answer. Whatever the fuck you pick, Jesse, you're not beating that. I'm sorry.
So you know how when people go to Green Bay in the playoffs, they talk about how cold it is for football?
Yeah.
Imagine home games in Alaska.
You want a baseball team in Alaska. You want that trip.
You're downright insane.
You want that trip.
They are 100% playing in a dome, and you know it.
Dome is fine, but listen.
Jesse's like, just give me a
retract.
No, what? No.
Yes. Cleanup crew paid quite, they're getting good dollars because
getting igloos, man. Yeah.
Falling through the top.
Their own igloo. Okay.
I feel like the ball would fly.
Physics say you're 100% wrong.
I think the ball would fly.
Science says no.
Oh man.
And if you're not gonna put it there, you need to put it in the
you get one broken bat and like your hands are just gonna fucking fall off.
Hey, they could call it.
You hit it on the barrel, on the nub, right on the fucking top.
Okay, they don't have to get a team, but I'm saying there's a field of dreams.
Welcome to opening day at the Igloo.
I'm gonna pitch. Pitching at the Igloo.
Opening day at the Igloo would be sick.
What kind of pitches?
I mean, hey, I say fuck it. I say we do it. 100%.
Imagine getting hit by a pitch there. My gosh.
Oh, that's gonna suck.
Oh,
You get a
no.
stinger?
Nope. I'm out. Coach, I'm injured.
Yeah.
Coach, I'm injured. I can't move.
That's raps. They're gonna tell you to walk it off, and you're gonna say, "Nah, I'd rather just lay here."
Gone forever, Aaron Hernandez.
Off the top of my head, I'm not gonna lie. I'm thinking somewhere like Tyler's think. Okay, Fuller says, give Hawaii a team. Imagine a trip to Hawaii and catching a baseball game. I'll buy a ticket right now. I can't lie, the view, that scenery, that field, and everything would probably just be something that you would probably have to go to at least once in your life. So,
let's think. How many games would be rained out?
I think they would do something similar in terms of a retractable roof.
They have to.
You'd get the chance to pop an absolute walk-off dinger as a volcano explodes. Imagine that boom.
I'm thinking something more like where Tyler is.
It's a boomer.
I'm thinking more like Nashville, Dallas, somewhere warm.
Oh, yeah, Dallas doesn't.
I'm thinking something like that. I think that, and obviously I would love to give another baseball team in Texas that isn't the Houston Astros. So let's just lock in Dallas.
Rangers.
I know.
Rangers.
But I know. But if I could just, you know how like California has so many.
You out here giving Texas a third team?
What?
Did you just say you would give Texas a team? Dallas?
Yeah.
You're giving them a third baseball team?
Fuck yeah. There's teams like
man.
There's teams like California that have like 9 teams. Why can't I go over to Dallas and give them 3, and then I have 2 teams I like and I have 1 team I hate?
Because instead of having the support of the entire population of the whole entire state, you now have a third of the population that might be your fan.
Actually, you know what?
Oh, but also you have to be good.
Nah. I got a new answer. I want Iowa, okay? And the team is playing. Listen, and the team is playing at the Field of Dreams in Iowa, where that fucking place is. That's their home field, the Field of Dreams.
You wouldn't do that.
In Iowa. That's what I want.
You want a team who's
it's my hypothetical, and that's what I want.
If I was a player, I wouldn't want to play for that team.
Well,
you could fit like 12,000 people in there. I'm not playing minor league ball at a major league level.
Well, too bad. You're getting to play in one of the coolest places imaginable. Anyways, final thing that we have for MLB is Player of the Week. Tyler, last week I realized the Player of the Week banner was gone. Did you get rid of it, or did I just not see it? I think that means he got rid of it. Okay.
It would be gone.
So, I understand. I was just making sure that I didn't just miss it.
Gone forever, Aaron Hernandez.
So first person that I have for Player of the Week, obviously last week Jesse brought him up, and I didn't pick him because I had Adam Duvall. But this week he's continuing to bat just as well, if not better. So I'm just going to hop on the train with Matt Chapman. Sorry, I wanted to make it like dramatic, but it didn't. There was no drum roll or anything, so it was just kind of stupid.
And it was already on the screen.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I understand. Sorry, here we go. So Matt Chapman, who in his past 7 games is currently batting 13 hits, 3 home runs, 13 RBIs, 448 average, and an 862 slugging, and is currently second in the MLB in average. Matt Chapman is my Player of the Week. Jesse?
Me? You know, I'm going to give it to Adley Rutschman for playing like the best catcher in the league right now.
That's a great Player of the Week. He's batting off the charts. Yeah, I agree.
389 as of today.
He's batting 389, and like you said, he's been playing every single day. So you love to hear it.
One guy.
Adley Rutschman, and that is Tyler's way of saying I don't think he knows who the fuck that is.
Yeah, but breaking
news. That's me not spelling that name.
The Tigers have a lead. Breaking news. The Tigers are leading in a game.
Wait, I have a question. I have a question.
It is a home run. It is 1-0.
Who hit it?
Nick Matone.
It's not what matters. What inning are we in? That's what matters.
Hit it?
The top of the 4th, so we're probably still going to lose.
Okay, yeah.
But for now, we have a lead.
Oh, I thought you were guessing, Jesse. I didn't know you were reading it.
Remember that day I put all teams notifications on my phone?
Yeah, I don't know why you did that.
Back-to-back days for Nick Matone.
But you did. So,
Yeah, I get it all.
anyways, that does it for MLB. However, there's one more thing.
Yes, sir.
UFC 287. There's a good amount of time.
This card was hot. Yeah, this card was hot.
It was
Go ahead.
sizzling.
All right. Well, to talk about UFC 287, wow, it was a great card because we've seen 3 knockouts. And
Hold
they
on,
weren't
Luke. I'm
just
so
little...
sorry. I'm not doing you justice. I didn't give you what you deserve.
All right, UFC 287 recap, baby, firing off hot because we had 3 knockouts. They weren't just small little TKOs. They were just flattening them on the canvas, and I loved every second of it. But to start it off, Raul Rosas Jr. lost to Christian Rodriguez. It is unfortunate for the kid, but it was a life lesson. I went to decision, but he was kind of getting brutally assaulted for way over half the fight. And, he got a little bit more than he can chew. But, he's going to go back, learn from this, and potentially be a better fighter down the road.
I was pissed. I wanted this motherfucker to come out and keep on the uprise, but I think that at the same time, like you said, it's probably the best thing that could happen to him.
Yeah, not everyone's John Jones, where they come in young and they just are an absolute goat and get that title shot and become the youngest UFC champion to ever get a title.
True.
But next up, we had Kevin Holland and Santiago Ponzinibbio. I still fuck up that name.
I was going to say, bro, I wouldn't even try. Just call him Santiago.
For the attempt.
But leave it up to, Kevin Holland to wait till the 3rd round, over halfway through, to knock his ass out because he finally got a shot, put it on, and dude could not recover.
Fucking
and,
Superman.
that's just classic Kevin Holland, just knocking people out. It was beautiful. But the next up, which was a pretty big shock, Rob Font knocked out Adrian Yanez. And in the first round, Rob Font looked absolutely amazing in this fight. I wasn't expecting him to look this good. I was expecting this to be a little bit of a war and Yanez to come on top. But, Yanez, he got worked hard. Rob Font kept hitting him with the jab, and then just came in with a flat line, boom, right, and just planted his ass on the canvas. It was beautiful to watch. Happy for Rob Font. But moving on to the co-main, we all knew it was coming. I didn't want to see it happen again. I thought we'd see a little bit more of a fight from Jorge Masvidal, but Gilbert Burns basically dominated for 3 rounds straight.
Just paced
dragged
him.
Dragged him to the ground, held him there, and Masvidal could not do anything about it. And Burns took the fight by decision.
I slept for the 2nd round of this fight and for 95% of the 3rd round.
Yeah, you wake up and all of a sudden Masvidal's like, I'm retiring, and you're like, the fuck? What I miss?
I don't know how. No, I don't know how you missed that. He announced before the fight, during fight week, that if he loses, he's gonna retire.
Right. But then he also said afterwards, he was like, well, if I would have won the fight, just so everyone knows, I would have retired as well. But I think he would be fighting Kevin Holland. But that's just me.
No, he wouldn't have been, because he would have been closer to a title shot. And he would have been at least one fight, or at least gotten the next title shot potentially.
So he would have just ran away from that Kevin Holland fight? That's kind of pussy.
Well, not necessarily, but he was only staying. A lot of older fighters, as soon as their last title shot run ends, that's usually they call it quits because of the amount of work it ultimately takes to get back there.
I get that. That makes sense.
So there's a chance it could have happened, but Jorge was going for the title shot and didn't do it. And he said if he lost, he was done. And that's what he did. But moving on to the main event, Alex Pereira and Israel Adesanya had their rematch in the UFC, and Israel Adesanya started to work them. I mean, Pura started working them calf kicks, which is kind of messing up Izzy, but Izzy baited him in. He played possum, acted like he was hurt, and then hit him with a nasty right hook on the chin, and then followed up with a shot behind the ear. And then after that, Pura was sleeping on the canvas.
Knocked
And
him
it was a beautiful sight. Then he also proceeded to shoot about 50 arrows into him, and then went around the octagon, found his kid, pointed at him, and he remembered that time they first fought when he got his lights knocked out, and when Pura's kid just flopped on the ground like a dead fish, and he pointed at his kid and flopped on the ground like a dead fish
Payback's a
because he
bitch,
just
eh?
planted his father.
I was happy for Izzy because Izzy basically after his knockout, he cemented, okay, he got his revenge story. This is what he wanted. Izzy, after he lost, like any other fighter, he was almost more happy because he's like, finally, I have something to fucking fight for. I have something to work for. I have a story. I have and he's all with that anime. He wants his story. He wants his. So the fact that he got that was amazing. But then also, after he beats Pereira, you look at this and you go, oh shit, he just cleaned out the fucking entire division. You go,
Yeah.
oh, fuck, everybody's been beaten by Izzy now. This is insane.
It looks
Izzy's
so
a
weird
menace.
seeing him in non-black and gold shorts for that fight.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, I have a
Weird
question.
watching him
I have
come
a
out
question,
first.
I have a question.
That
I have
too.
a genuine question, okay, for you, Luke. I always thought the UFC made you go black and gold and then you go this color. But then when Izzy was like, I'm picking black and blue on his Instagram, do you get to pick what color you want as a fighter, or is it assigned to you?
Yeah, but the champions are black and gold.
Yeah, champions are black and
Okay,
gold.
but if you're not the champion, you get to pick what you want?
Yeah.
Okay, I always thought that it was assigned to you.
That's
I
why
never
you
knew
see
that.
that's why you see a lot of fighters, especially from the same nationalities and same places, usually tend to have the same color because it's the color of their country.
See, and I thought that was like scripted. Like everyone from Brazil has to wear yellow. Like I thought it was like that. I didn't know that
No,
it was
that's
you got to
just
pick.
all the Brazilian fighters picking yellow
Okay,
to
all
represent
right,
their country.
got you. I never understood that, but I think that this is. I don't want to say one of the biggest wins for Izzy, but the past couple of fights, people are saying, "Oh, Izzy's starting to become a boring fighter." So it was good for him to remind everyone that he's still not a boring fighter at all.
I mean, he was. You can't say he wasn't because towards his last couple fights, he was kind of more so.
He was playing very.
I can't say he's a boring fighter after the fight I just saw, Luke. I'm sorry.
I mean,
he fought different last fight. He's not usually.
I can't say he's a boring fighter after the Pereira fight I just saw. I can't.
Yeah, but when was the last time you saw him fight like that?
Since I've been into UFC, never. In the past 2 years, never.
That was his first super exciting fight where he went absolutely on full attack. Other than that, he's been literally more so just defending his belt and more so taking more of the safe way and making it boring and then just playing into their weaknesses and just getting the dub. There, he went on a full attack. He tried to finish Pura, and that's what he did.
And that's why I think it was almost better that he lost, because it was like that was probably what it was for the past couple of years. Is he just needed like an extra edge or an extra something to fight for, and this you could clearly see in this fight that it was different than the other ones.
Said it himself. He lost, and it changed him. He was happy that he lost.
Right,
could do that for him.
Yep,
I mean,
and that's
not gonna
all
lie.
we got for the UFC 287.
Once again, though, have we missed the UFC event yet? I think they've all been bangers.
Are we not doing the final puck luck picks of the season?
I didn't think we were. I thought we were done. I thought the results were final.
I mean, I guess we could call it if that's the case, but I mean, there's still 1 week. I still had them lined up, but I don't care.
Tyler, it's a you call here, buddy boy. You either got to stop the music or continue it.
You just made the list!
All right, I saw the Sharps thing, so I don't know if that's
Ladies and gentlemen, it is now time for Ride the Tide Sports Podcast Picks of the Day.
All right.
These are the final puck luck picks of the season. After this, it's over because regular season for hockey is over Friday. All these games we have are happening Thursday because the 2 games Friday just aren't that good of matchups.
It's time for Dylan to cement his sweep on these picks, baby.
For game number 1, we have the Toronto Maple Leafs going to New York to play the Rangers Thursday at 7. The Leafs are 22-13-5 on the road, and New York is 23-12-5 at home.
Give me New York. Fuck the Leafs. Fuck Toronto. I hate them. Give me New York. New York, New York, New York.
I agree. New York.
Yeah. I'm gonna take New York. Right around playoff time, I don't know how to take Toronto.
It's normally when they lose.
For game number 2,
Who are you taking?
I'm taking the Rangers.
Got you.
For game number 2, we have the Winnipeg Jets going to Colorado to play the Avalanche. The Jets are 20-19-1 on the road, and the Avs are 21-13-6 at home.
I'm going to take Colorado a bunch in the playoffs, so let's just take Winnipeg now because fuck it. I'm going to take the Jets.
Avalanche.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the Avs too. I think they'll get right.
I will be taking the Avs as well.
Ooh, Dylan on an island.
I have been, honestly, on an island this year compared to last year. It's been a 180. I have been going crazy on an island this year in puck.
Game number 3, we have the Vegas Golden Knights headed to Seattle to play the Kraken.
Oh, yeah!
10:30 p.m. Eastern. The Knights are 25-7-8 on the road, and the Kraken are 20-16-4 at home.
Well, I'm taking Seattle. Also, second year in the league, and we already made the playoffs. Keep fucking talking shit on us. Let's go Kraken, baby. Woo, 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 woo. Let's go Seattle.
Can't wait for that elimination.
I know. It's going to be a first-round exit anyway, but I'm just happy we made playoffs. Compared to last year, I did not think we were going to make playoffs this year. But
you sound like an old Red Wings fan.
I'm going to take the Kraken. Why not?
Thank you. That makes me happy. That makes my heart smile, Jesse.
One last time. One hoorah. For my losing.
I don't know if this pick is going to be strictly based on the fact that, like, when we go out to the bar, Jake happens to wear that glittery gold jersey, and it, like, kind of pisses me off just a little bit. So I'm taking the Kraken because Jake has almost officially ruined, like, the Golden Knights for me.
Wow.
I hate that.
Where's the hat and the glittery jersey? And it's just like, dude, you went there one time.
Right.
And you spent stupid money.
But
they have like 4 jerseys. I'm just saying. You had to get
true.
the glittery one.
Jake's starting to make me hate the Kraken as well. But at the same time,
he did?
Did I say the Kraken? I meant the Knights.
Oh, I was going to say.
I'm still taking the Knights. And, after this, it's going to be a strong hatred towards the Knights come playoff time. Mostly because of Jake.
Jake was ruining the Knights for people one by one. Thanks, Jake. Love to see it.
And that is all the puck luck picks.
God damn it, Jake.
I swear to God, every other time I see him out in public, he has that goddamn jersey on.
I'm not even gonna think about it.
That's what I'm saying, dog.
He does. He loves that jersey.
Stop.
At the same time, though, you can't change him. He's just gonna keep doing it. Alrighty. The next time that we will be joining you beautiful people will be next Wednesday, hopefully. Same time, and we will have more news, more coverage, more everything. Wild Fuller's coming in saying, I don't do this all the time, but what the heck? I'll ride the Kraken this time with you, Dylan. And you know what, Fuller? That makes me so fucking happy. Thank you. As you would say, Fuller, I fucking love you, okay? Love you. Now, If any of you want to check us on the socials, Instagram at RideTheTide586, on Twitter at RideTheTide586, on YouTube at RideTheTide Sports Podcast, on Twitch at RideTheTide Sports Podcast. Give a like, give a follow. You know what? You can find out everything that's happening on any platform, but I would probably suggest Twitter and Instagram. That's going to be the top two if you want to find out what's going on all the time. If you want merchandise, sixpackcoverage.com is where you can find all that, and you can get all of your podcasts. I'm McDilly. I will see you next week. Peace!